episode 2 of my road to WBFF. We are 11 weeks out. I'm Taryn and it's nice to have you watching this week. 11 weeks out. I thought this week was a really good opportunity to chat with you guys about my off season and also why an off season is super important for not only bodybuilding competitors but also general everyday people wanting to achieve their best body. If you watched my first episode, you would know that one of the things I really want to push with these blogs for you guys is show you the parallels between comp prep and general everyday fat loss, because the principles of that fat loss are exactly the same. And having periods of time where you're not in a calorie deficit, not trying to lose fat, are so important. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about those things and also why mine was super important for me and what benefit that's had. So stay tuned and let's get into it. This week, my coach Tammy and I had our very first face-to-face check-in. So these are something we'll do weekly moving forward now for the next 11 weeks. And these check-ins are really important part of the process. You know, as a coach, Tammy's making sure that my progress is where we want it to be. She's making sure my energy, my mood, my training, everything is where it should be, and, you know, talking through any mindset stuff that might be happening. And we'll also do posing as we go along, which I'll also share with you guys. This week though, a really big part of our chat was kind of where am I at now after the first 8 weeks of dieting. And we talked about the fact that I'm currently on 200 calories a day more than where I was at this point last time I prepped and got on stage. So a side note to that too is that if I hadn't have had COVID, I probably would have been 250 to 300 calories a day more because we sped things along a little bit because I had a week of no activity. But point being, you know, that shows how great my off season was because I increased my caloric intake, I put on more muscle, so I'm able to get leaner at a higher calorie amount. And that's super important as you go along because trust me, dieting on say 2,000 calories is far better than dieting on 1,200 calories. And, you know, that applies to everyday people. And we go through off seasons for that reason, to not only work on more muscle or fixing your symmetry or building bigger delts, building bigger glutes, depending on, you know, what your judge's feedback is as a competitor, but we do it for metabolic recovery. So you can't consistently be dieting. And as everyday people, this is also super important for you guys. None of my clients can be in fat loss forever. So we'll run through periods that when that fat loss is exhausted, and that could be that you are, you know, mentally fatigued from it. You're just not adhering. You're not as excited to be on a diet anymore, and you're not hitting your calorie intake because you're going over because you're just over dieting, or your body is just simply plateauing and not responding. So having an off season is so important for that recovery, both mentally and physiologically. And it's also quite amusing that a lot of Gen Pop clients don't understand that they have to have periods away from this dieting. You know, we watch footy and we know that footy guys have an off season. You know, the guys and girls that play netball have to have an off season. You know, we go, oh, they can't be playing all year round. Of course they can't, because they need time off for their bodies to work on any gains, to give themselves recovery. And it's the same principles, whether you're trying to lose fat, whether you're a bodybuilder or whether you're a footballer, you know. And that's also why keeping records of your progress is really important. So every week I take measurements, and daily I take weight. I also take check-in photos. Now I'm a competitor, so weekly changes as I get closer as well are super important. For my Gen Pop clients, we just do 4 weekly check-ins as well as daily weigh-in. This prep, I went and had some body scans done, and I would like to tell you a little bit more about that. Hey guys, so I've just pulled up to go and have a body scan done with Mark from ASN here in Maroochydore. Mark did my scan for me 8 weeks ago, so I'm keen to see how the difference is now 8 weeks in. The scan is an electrode body fat scanner that measures, I don't know, heaps of stuff. And he's also going to do my skin folds for me. So I thought I'd take you on that journey with me too and let you know how that goes. And yeah, I'm keen to see the results compared to 8 weeks ago. There you have it, guys. Little insight into 11 weeks out, what it looks like for me, and why my off season was so important, and why it's also important for general everyday fat loss clients. I'm super happy with the results I had and where I'm sitting, and I'm really excited to keep sharing this journey with you. So make sure you subscribe so that you get to see these videos, and I'll see you next week.